Good evening. Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia, and I am here on the behalf of Warriors Creed, and I'll be your host for the next 1 hour. Warriors Creed Defense Career Academy is one of the leading academies in Orissa that assist and guide the students to build their career in defense. Our mantra is no agony, no pain, no agony, no pain shall make us cry. Soldier was I born, soldier shall I die. Today we are having a live stream to have an interaction with our special guest, Major Aarti Tiwari, and to have a discussion about SSP and the related topics. We also have a surprise guest that will be joining with us in a couple of minutes. So before that, let me introduce our guest to all of you, Major Aarti Tiwari. Before we start our introduction, yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, good evening to one and all.
Before we start interaction with you, let me give our students and our audiences a little glimpse about you. So, Major Aarti Tiwari has completed her electrical and electronics engineering and joined Indian Army in Corps of EME. She qualified SSB in first attempt with All India Rank 4. She served for 5 years before leaving the services. She is a SSP trainer for past 10 years and worked as various places like Tranco BDG. She's certified soft skill trainer, a physiologist, a graphologist, an NLP practitioner, a law of attraction coach, as well as a master's in learning and development. I welcome you, ma'am, and thank you so much for joining with us in Warriors Creed. And it's an honor that you are here. So, ma'am, over to you. Like the first thing that I want to ask you, ma'am, is can you please share with all of us, with our cadets, with our audience, a little glimpse of your life journey, maybe a few episodes or turning points from your school days to college to joining the army and your life post retirement?
Good evening, one and all. And am I audible, visible to everybody? If yes, show a thumbs up. If I'm audible and visible, I believe one student is having a problem. What's his name? Ashish Kumar Maharana. I believe he is having issues. He can't hear us. Ashish, am I audible? Alicia is not able to hear, so please check it. Sahil, please have a look at that. So, good evening, one and all. I'm Major Aarti, as you have been briefed. And regarding me, I come from a Brahmin family where girls were not into higher educations and all. So, I was a pioneer. I did my engineering in electronics in 2006, and I passed out. Another same year, after 3 months, I joined OTA, October 2006 batch. So, giving you a glimpse, as a child, I was a very shy child. I was a stutterer. My mother tongue was Bhojpuri, and I was having fear of public phobia. Like in class, if if teacher used to ask me something, I feel like, oh my God, the mother earth should swallow it me up. And I had no, forget about public speaking, I had no skills, no public speaking skills, nothing. And from being a stutterer to a low confidence person, today I'm a public speaker, a trainer. So, yes, I studied at various places all over India, various schools, learned a lot. And during engineering, when I was like, what I have to do, what I have to do, I don't want to be a software bum. So I want to do something different, something which which coincides with my energy. So one fine day, I just saw a newspaper article, and there was a photograph of lady officers wearing OG. And when I looked at that picture, that lady is joining the OG, I was like, oh my God, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. But in that back then, I'm talking 2006, there was no availability of Google, getting books and getting, everything on a click of search, no YouTube thing stuff and nothing. Whatever you want to study, whatever you want to prepare, you have to go to the library, you have to work upon topics, your test. And that time it was not very it was not there that you just log in and find everything. You have to search for books, prepare your content. And like today, we are there to spoon feed you, to teach you everything. We didn't have such facilities. We were self made, starting, preparing, finding the right person to speak, what to do, what not to do, what I should do, and everything. And I prepared for 1 year when I was in hostel. I started going to gym, going for my run, started working, on my general knowledge, other stuff. And just after completing my engineering, after 15 days, I went for SSB and I cleared. And I served in 5 years, for 5 years in an army near me. I was basically into Type A, Type B vehicles, modifications of vehicles, CG and all. But due to some personal reasons and other stuff, I quit armed forces. And since then, I'm working as a trainer, post retirement. A lot of people ask me to join some company, some multinational company as an HR or something, but that was not my gig. I preferred to be a trainer, and SSB came very naturally to me, and I had a flair for SSB. I developed, learned psychology, DIPR, and many other skills, and kept on teaching from Gwalior, CICS as a program director, Trinco Brigade, Maharashtra NCC Battalion, where I taught like 2,500 students in 2 years, and lots of online students all over India. And apart from this, when I realized that SSB test is very dynamic, it's changing day by day. The SSB, what was there 10 years ago or 5 years ago, it's not there. And it will not be there after a year or two. There are regular add ons, improvements, and it's more dynamic, it's more person to person. So I realized I can design the curriculum in a better way. I got my soft skill certifications from SQL London. I'm a neuro linguistic programming certified trainer, life coach. I'm a graphologist. Graphologist is a person who reads signature, handwriting, drawing, and go through it. It is more than a kundli. It will tell everything about you. What are the problems you are facing? What is the issue? Why success is not there? What is everything? And I design graph therapy. I'm a counselor. I'm advanced law of attraction coach. So I blend all of these for my SSB coaching, for my SSB training. And now I'm here. Chinmay asked me to help you out. So this forum is open to all of you. You can ask your questions, your queries, and within the time limit, we have to finish it. Yes, over to you, Alicia.
Yes. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, go on.
Yes. So, yes, Aarti ma'am, you have achieved a lot, but I just want to ask you one thing. Was there any time that you messed up or you felt like that you have failed? And then how did you bounce back?
Oh, there are always failures. When we see a people successful, we are like, oh wow, but nobody see the struggle story behind it. So in my SSB, yes, there is a lot of pressure on you to perform, no matter how well you are trained. There is something always an X factor, and I also made a mistake. I share this with my students, so I'll share it with you, and you will laugh your lungs out. So if you have this GTO ground, you must be having the W wall, right? Say, raise your hand if it's yes. Okay, students, you also, are you listening? Archana, raise your hand if I'm audible. Okay, so my SSB was in July in Bhopal. So for the W walls, you put sand so that if a cadet falls down, he doesn't get injured. But when that sand becomes wet, it becomes a heap. It becomes as powerful as a stone. And I was on the wall. I was trying to push another girl, and I Humpty Dumpty had a fall, and I was flat on the floor. I had a very severe back pain. Somehow I was able to complete my test. It was such severe that I just did 3 GTO tasks from out of 10. I was not able to move. I was like a walking stick. And in the conference, the president, Lieutenant General Samantha, was asking me questions and I was answering. And then he kept on talking and talking. And my pain was so severe, I asked him, Sir, may I leave now? Yeah, so I made such a blunder. So, but yes, I got recommended. And after that, when I met him after 2 days on a walk, I apologized. He said it's okay. It's spontaneous. It happens. So there is nothing called failure. Always remember one thing. It is learning. As I always tell, Edison said, I don't know 1499 times I failed to make a bulb. I learned 1499 times how not to make a bulb. You fail, you do a introspection, figure out what went wrong, what you could have done better or different, and then you move forward. We all go through failures, but I don't take failure as a failure. I take it as a learning experience and I move on. Yes,
Thank
Alicia.
you so much, ma'am. I think this will be will be a good motivation for all of our cadets. And one more question, ma'am. Quick answer. What's the one thing that you wish you would have done differently?
Done differently? Yeah, in our time, lady officers didn't have, PC or junior JC and other stuff. So there was no much growth for us. So I quit, but now PC has come. I believe if I was born, let's say 10 years later, I would have opted for PC, okay? And I would have still donned my uniform and everything. So that is one thing I would have done differently. Or, but yes, I'm very happy now when my students are getting recommended and they get pass out. When they get the pipping done, I feel like I'm putting one more star on my shoulder. So I feel proud of them. Their success is my success. So I'm very happy with my life. I do what I'm passionate about. So no such regrets as such.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. So now it's the time to introduce our special guest with all of us. Now, that special guest is Gaurav Chadda. So, before we ask Gaurav and before we interact with him, let me give you a glimpse about his life, a little bit, tell him a little bit about him. Gaurav is a computer science graduate. He had cleared SSB and got commissioned yesterday in the artillery. He was JUO for OTA. He's a national shooter, a karate belt player, and he's a tabla and harmonium player too. So let us, Gaurav, is Gaurav here? Gaurav?
Yeah, he's just joining in a minute. So
Yes.
Lieutenant Gaurav Chadda, he got commissioned yesterday from OTA, and he comes from a business family, and he is from Nasik, and the best part is this. You can see his pictures on the screen. The boy here, this yeah, he's Lieutenant Gaurav Chadda. These pictures of yesterday, and he has been traveling. On just my special request, I wanted you people to interact with him. I asked him to join his family, proud parents. I wish all of you are there and send me pictures this way from the academy, right? Say yes or no. Raise your hand if yes. So this is his POP video. Audios is not there. Okay. Alicia, just check. Is he there?
Barun is joining, and yes, by the time Barun, Barun will ask the questions, and by the time Gaurav joins, if anyone has any questions for Gaurav, because of course he has cleared SSB, so if anyone wants to ask any questions, please write down in the chat box or comment your questions.
Yes, till the time Gaurav joining, any question for me? Yes, Barun, go on. Can we unmute you, Barun, please?
Yes, Gaurav, ma'am, Gaurav has joined the meeting.
But I can't
Yes.
see him on my screen.
Yes. Gaurav?
Gaurav, are you there? Lieutenant Gaurav Chadda. Is there Alicia in the meeting?
Yes, he has joined. Yes, Gaurav is here. Gaurav, please
Am
unmute.
I am I am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, Gaurav, you are.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Welcome, Gaurav. Nice to see you
Good evening,
here.
ma'am.
God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, Gaurav.
Hello, ma'am. Nice to
Hello,
meet you,
Gaurav
ma'am.
and Alicia. Yes, firstly,
Yes, ma'am.
Gaurav, I want to congratulate you. Congratulations. And the first question I want to ask you, Gaurav, is that how do you feel about wearing the uniform?
Ma'am, it feels wonderful after 1 year of grinding and working hard. After getting those 2 stars on my shoulder, it's a wonderful. It brings a huge pleasure to me and my family.
Oh, nice, Gaurav. And Aarti ma'am just told that you come from business family. So, despite
Yes, ma'am.
coming from business family, what inspired you to join armed forces?
Since my childhood, I was a part of a defense school. Like I was from Kendra Vidyalaya. Most of my friends were from a defense background, and I live in Devlali. It's a hub for defense forces. So these were the things that contributed and were played a major part in me joining the armed forces.
Okay, so
Yes,
Gaurav, our Warriors Creed cadets, they have a lot of questions to ask. Okay, so
yes,
we
ma'am.
asked Barun. Okay, so Barun is going to ask questions on their behalf. So, like few questions. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sure,
Yes,
ma'am.
Barun, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, Lieutenant. Hello, Gaurav, sir. Am I
Yes, yes,
audible?
Go
yes.
on.
You are audible.
First of all, congratulations on selections.
Thank you so much.
I have few questions. May I?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So I want to ask that how Aarti ma'am help you in your preparations? Like apart from your sub studies, how she helped you from in your preparations?
First of all, if I start about if I talk about preparations, one thing I would advise every aspirant here today is that uh, you need to work hard on in such a manner that you come out of your comfort zone. Until and unless you don't come out of that comfort zone, you don't kill that comfort zone and work hard on your personality. You know, hard work is very important. Until and unless you don't do that, you don't work on your communication skills. These are the key points that will help you to figure out this SSB test. And what Aarti ma'am does is like she gives you real like whatever that has happened with you throughout your school time, your college life, using those experiences, she frames your test in such manner that the SSB is like, yes, we want this guy. We want this cadet. Like, we want him or her to be a cadet in our academy. And this is how it works. Okay.
So in short, she makes us worthy of that assessment,
Yeah.
right?
She works on,
Yes.
like,
So
you have those qualities. There might be those qualities that are hidden in you. But you need to, like, they need to be out. You need to show them to. And through SSB, like the 5 days of your test, each test has some or the other reason why it is there. So to analyze your personality and if you have those qualities within you, ma'am like checks your each she checks each of your quality and improves it. If you don't have it, uh, there is no such quality that you don't have. It's just that it's hidden or it needs improvement. So what ma'am does is that improves you, helps you in that in such a manner that you crack that SSB.
So How Aarti
Yeah.
ma'am's methodology is different from other coaching centers? Like how her methods are far better than other coaching centers?
Okay, so from my personal experiences, I have had course mates from various coaching classes. I've had friends who have been part of other coaching classes. What Aarti ma'am does is, if you are in some sports, if you are in some co-curricular activities, if you are in some studies, there are particular subjects you have. So what she does is like frames your test in such manner that it looks like a real test. Like most of the people who don't get selected is that they are trying to copy someone else's test. It's not your own test. What they're writing is someone else's thoughts. When you're writing the VAT which you have read in some book, some place, somewhere online, you have referred some book, you're not using your own brain to frame that VAT. You're just using the you're not using your own brain. So, like, how will they analyze you? They need to analyze you. They need to be like this particular person is solution oriented. He knows how he has experienced such things in his life, and he can handle these situations like that SRT tests and your photos that are shown on the screen, and then you write your stories. It should be like this guy has experienced it and he knows how to handle such things. He gives solutions based on that. This is how ma'am frames your test. Okay. And talking about that GTO part, how to handle that situation, how to handle the people who are with you and give good solutions. That is what ma'am does with your test. And it's not only ma'am. You need to work hard as well. Until and unless, like, ma'am will show you a path. Ma'am will give you solutions. Till date, she's my mentor. And like from day one till like I called her today also for her help. That ma'am, I am having this problem. What should I do? She'll give you a path. You need to work hard on that path. You need to give solution. You need to like come up with solutions to make yourself worthy of that, getting selected.
So not to offend you, but there are a lot of resources available on online and stuff, right? Like in Google, YouTube, and there are a lot of other mentors.
Yeah.
So why we can prepare ourselves from those resources from Google's and YouTube and stuff. So why do we need a particular mentor for SSB? Does it make any difference from that to have a personal mentor?
Yeah. Look, there are a lot of resources outside. There's Google. These days, internet is like the best thing that you have in your hand. However, uh, I told you at the start, like you need to come out of your comfort zone. When you have such resources, you might work hard, but there are like if we are 30 people and you are one of them, but everybody has those resources. Why aren't all the 30 of you getting selected? Is it right? Like you're getting all the resources, you're getting everything in your hand, but you're not getting selected. Why? Because you're not coming out of the comfort zone. You need that mentor to push you outside that comfort zone. You need that mentor to help you analyze, plan that situation, make a timetable, work on your physicals, work on your VAT, work on your SRTs, work on your stories, check your each quality that is required to be fulfilled to become an officer. That is why we require a mentor. It's not that people with who don't have a mentor don't get selected or who like it's not that way. But most of us require that. We are not everybody is like that, and it's a leveled like you go from one place to other place, but it requires a person who pushes you. That is what Aarti ma'am does. Like she has done for me. Okay. Yeah.
Without taking any more time, I have one last question.
Yeah.
What difference does it make to study online for SSB and offline for SSB? Like, what's the difference between online and offline studies of SSB?
Of course. For me, honestly speaking, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all.
I believe Gaurav, you studied only 1 or 2 months with me physically.
Yeah,
Then COVID came,
yeah,
and all the studies in we were in different cities, and everything was online. From your
yes, ma'am.
training to your medicals to your SSB,
Everything.
everything was online.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, it does not matter. Physical or physical, like going to a coaching class and studying online, it does not matter at all. Until and unless you're motivated enough to crack that examination, just leave everything apart. If you want to join the armed forces, that should only be in your mind. Everything should be aligned in that manner. Like, all your life goals should be aligned in armed forces manner only. It is not a two-way boat. Ki, I'll do this also, I'll do this also. Whatever, if I get civil services, I'll go for civil. No. If you want to join the armed forces, or you want to join the tri-services, you want to join Air Force, Navy, Army, anything, you should work for that only. If you get deviated, it won't matter. And talking about online coaching classes, like I worked with ma'am for months online only. All my tests I have done, like everything ma'am taught me online only. Physically, like for 1 or 2 odd months I went to her. That was like the starting part. So it did not matter only. क्योंकि तब मेरा like my test had not even started. So it doesn't matter. Until unless you are not working hard, it's simple as that.
I have seen Gaurav online for the first time since he left for OTA. And it's not that Gaurav has not been through hardship. I remember everybody was down with COVID in his house during the
Yeah.
first wave, I believe.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And he isolated himself, and he was so worried. And his SSB was approaching. He was doing his COVID test every third day, taking immunity shots, but he didn't let his study get affected. In that COVID also, in that lockdown also, he was actually Gaurav was quite chubby. When Gaurav came to meet me first time, he was quite a chubby guy, and he looks like a price tag from Apache bike to expensive iPhone to Versace and Gucci and Adidas. And he also had some flaws, some personality flaws, which he was very adamant that I don't want to change. I don't want to change. But slowly, he changed. So I design your test. I believe if psychology changes, the test will change. I will not give you a story to write. Let's say you are 30 here, right? You all 30 will be in the same class, but you all 30 will be writing different stories. So I guide you, like when Gaurav was in their online classes, you all were writing different stories
Yes.
for the same picture. How that is the technique is. I don't give any booklet for AVAT or any booklet for stories. No, I have never given any material, Gaurav, that way. You have created your own
No,
material.
no, ma'am. I'll tell you one more thing. Ma'am did not tell me about any OLQ things. By the
You
time I
never
went to
heard the word
SSB, I
OIQ. You
did
never
not
knew the word.
hear like, I never knew that there were OLQs which were checked in SSB. I did not know that also. This is how ma'am prepared me.
So OLQ, you should not show that I have OLQ. A diamond never says I'm a diamond. It's lights, it's reflection, it shines still. So I polish my students that way. Oh, that they say and say, oh, he has all the OLQs. Although I will inculcate all the 16 OLQs in you and more without telling you. I'll polish you like a diamond, cut, clarity, shine, polish like a diamond without telling you that I'm adding these qualities. Yes, Gaurav was also adamant on one or two aspects very badly, was not ready to change. But slowly, I kept on working. And not only Gaurav, Vashak was there, Parth was there. Uh, what was the guy who went to India? Adish was there. So, in fact, I believe we had good breakdown in classrooms while interview, good breakdowns. And Gaurav was also quite stressed, was quite focused for SSB. He left, like he told, don't be on two boats. So he had good job offers. He was making his own app, which a company was ready to buy and hire them. He didn't go for it. He stick he stuck with his goal. He stuck with me. And best part I liked about Gaurav is his consistency. मुझे गौरव से कभी नहीं कहना पड़ा कि बेटा ये तुमने क्यों नहीं किया. Whatever I said was Bible to him. He did. He did, and you can see the result. Yesterday, I believe I just got the video of his POP after a minute or 30 seconds. And believe me, I really wanted to come, Gaurav, but there was a death in my family on 25th. Otherwise, I planned to come and surprise you. So Gaurav, I have taught so many students till today, but Gaurav was very close to me, and he is close to me. So in spite of being in academy, kept in touch, kept on calls, and when initially joined academy, he was also quite, ma'am, it's very difficult, this, that. I pushed him that no, you can do it. Just be there. Just pull yourself together. You'll be there. So I'm very proud of Gaurav and the kind of change. But one more change, Gaurav, I liked. You were very serious before. You never used to smile. Now I'm happy that OTA has taught you smiling. I'm very happy about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please go on with your next questions for Gaurav or me. The forum is open for next some time, please. Girl cadets, lady cadets, please.
Sure.
Thank you so
Yes,
much,
Varun has asked
sir.
questions. If anyone else have any questions for Gaurav, please ask. Anyone else wants to ask any question to Gaurav?
Please ask your queries. Please ask your questions. Please. He was my student, not his student. He was my mentee, and I feel very proud. When yesterday I saw him with stars, I felt like I have put on those. I have donned those stars on my uniform. So definitely, we will be meeting Gaurav soon. And yes, cadets, please ask your queries. You will never get an interaction with an officer who just got commissioned yesterday.
So please don't be like, don't keep your questions inside. Please do ask if you have any questions.
Please raise your hands. Gaurav, you can share your story. Means, when you started preparing for SSB, what were the challenges you faced, and how did you overcome? And how was your schedule? How you planned? You should have seen Gaurav's notice board, his punch board. Okay, so if you have any pictures, you can show it. So it's still there or gone?
No, ma'am,
Yeah,
I
right.
don't have.
Okay, so you can tell about your own starting for SSB
Yeah,
classes and the effort you made, the changes you did. How are you prepared? I hope this everybody will be interested in this question. Yes,
Uh,
please.
Sorry to interrupt. Khushbu, that's a young cadet from our academy, questions to us. Khushbu, please.
Good evening, ma'am. Myself Khushbu Das, and I'm a NJ candidate at Warriors Gate. My first question is: I have just completed my class 10. Is it a right time to prepare for NDA now?
it's a wonderful time to prepare for India.
So yes, generally people think, oh, let me complete class 12, then I'll prepare, I'll do a crash course. You people spend 1 year to complete LKG or UKG, and you want a class one gusted officer job, just preparing on a short time, 3 months, 6 months. Why not give it a complete timeline? Devote yourself, dedicate yourself, work hard. And after class 10th is a very good step. She can focus on her academics. She can prepare for SSB in a foundation manner for her NGA slowly. And then she can appear after plus two and come out with flying colors in first attempt, right? I also spent a year preparing. So I was not lucky to have coaches or mentors like very little guidance I had long back. I'm talking like 2006, so that's quite long time. So, but you guys are very fortunate. Technology has evolved. You can, and one humble request, Gaurav, will you suggest them to prepare from YouTube or any book or any online any such? What will is your take? Generally, students just go on YouTube and open for SSB classes and they go. They think they can do it from there. What is your take on it after beating the test? And
I would suggest not to go that way. Go with ma'am, like it, she'll guide you through and through. Till the last day, you till the last day of you joining the academy, there are a lot of steps to be taken. and in the academy as well, and after the academy also. So that's my suggestion to you guys.
Don't go for online videos, online
Hmm.
stuff. Please don't go for it. As Gaurav said, it is somebody else's thought. And now these
Yeah.
SSB people are very smart. You will go and you will write a sentence and they'll say, "Oh, you are from this academy," but they couldn't find out that Gaurav has been coached or trained. They grilled you, Gaurav, for that question. I remember.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They did for
But
half an hour.
half an hour, how come? And his test was, later I got to know, his test was crystal clear selection, and they were surprised to see such a test. After a long time they found such a person. So they were grilling him, have you done coaching, have you done coaching, where okay, but you can't change your answers, you have to be very. So maybe you all go, let's say 10 students are going in the same batch from Warriors Creed, but none of your tests will be similar. They won't be able to make out that you all are coming from same place, same coaching class. That's the methodology I use. I make your test unique. I design your test. I design your interview. In fact, for Gaurav also, Gaurav was very adamant to change one or two answers. That no, I'll not. But later he changed. So yes, Khushbu, this is a wonderful time. Go ahead, keep working hard, and you will make it. Any other question, girls?
Um, Ma'am, my other question is, was a time you messed up and felt like you have failed, but how did you bounce back?
As I said earlier, Khushbu, we all go through failures. Yes, I got. Gaurav doesn't know. Okay, I also got a back in my engineering. जिन्हें पढ़ाया था वो pass हो गए and I flunked. And yeah, it was a. I was sad. I was hurt, but I took the ownership. Oh, I must have done something wrong. I started preparing again, and I cleared my exams. And as I said, there is like Gaurav got qualified in his second attempt. So I don't say that his first attempt was a failure. First attempt was a learning experience. So now I like to ask Gaurav, Gaurav, what if you remember? I still remember when you called me after your first attempt and you were devastated. Uh, what mistakes you made in your first attempt. Now, sometimes it happens. Gaurav was a brilliant selection. From my side, Gaurav was a 100% selection. But in spite of being brilliant, in spite of being very well prepared, he made a couple of mistakes there under pressure, and which costed him his first SSB. So just listen from him what mistakes we make under pressure.
As I told earlier, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. As I told earlier, uh, you need to work hard. Until and unless you don't work hard, like there were how I prepared was like I used to I used to grind myself on each and every word again and again and again. However, during my interview in the first attempt, I was not that well prepared, or I would say that there were so many questions that came out of bound for me that were not in my context. So I fumbled there, but I gave my best there also. In my conference, my first SSB conference was a little longer. They were like, should we or should we not? It was a conundrum for them. But yeah, there were a few things that needed improvement in me, which I came back. I told ma'am that, ma'am, this happened
Gaurav,
with me.
just
What should I?
sorry to stop you. You made some mistakes in your GTO that costed you your SSB. Will you like to
Yeah.
share what small mistakes you made and how did it cost you your SSB?
Wow.
Should I tell?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, so I have a good memory. I remember. So first mistake, Gaurav, when group discussion happened and the team asked him to conclude, he gave that opportunity to someone else. Now, what it shows, you lack public speaking skills, whereas Gaurav is a wonderful speaker. Okay. Second thing, when there is a full group task, there was some guy left behind, and he was a group leader. He came and he left the team person behind. He didn't go to get him back. So these two mistakes costed him. And in interview also, he got stuck uh, in some answers. And the biggest question he faced that you come from such a business family class, why you want to join the armed forces? Why? And the kind of lifestyle Gaurav maintains, it was like they were a bit concerned. Will we able to adjust in the armed forces? So that was a big question mark on his first attempt. So he was very upset. I still remember he was very devastated. I believe he just called me once or twice, and after 1 week, something when he cooled down, then he spoke to me. He went through his test. I told him just you just do a retrospection, just do an introspect. What went wrong? What you could have done better. So failure is not a failure. It's a learning experience. Gaurav learned from it. He improved and implemented in his next assessment. Any other questions? There's so many cadets. Please ask.
I think Khushbu has one more question. Khushbu, like we'll take one more question, and after that we'll go to our another segment. So as we have time constraint here.
Yes, ma'am. My last question is how we can overcome from fear.
Fear. Gaurav,
Yes,
how does
ma'am.
it feel when you stand on that 10-meter jump in the pool?
It's just life threatening. It feels life threatening that would I just slip outside the swimming pool or
And what is the way to overcome?
if
Just
you have
jump.
that, just jump. Switch off your mind and just jump. It's that.
So the only way to face your fears is first thing to get rid of your fears is to face them first. Second thing, a fear of unknown will always be there. ऐसा हो गया तो कैसा होगा वैसा हो गया तो कैसा होगा 90% of the time we waste our energy thinking of ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो कैसा नहीं हुआ see we all are same I don't have any horns Gaurav doesn't have any horns we are same made of same flesh blood same thing if I
But
can
I'll
do
just say this, ma'am, once I did it, once you do that, once you face your fears, I did it 8 times the next time.
once you face it you it's gone you need to face your
Yeah.
fear plus as an NLP life coach I help my students getting rid of I did a lot of them with them like chakra therapy meditation and this NLP techniques to get rid of their anxieties and fears so handwriting samples modifying giving graph therapies to Gaurav also I believe I did that so I work at multiple aspects. Like most important thing to deal with the students who are demotivating you, who are dominating you. And Gaurav is kind of very soft spoken. So it was very difficult, a challenging task for me, Gaurav, to make him ready to deal with the students who are demotivating or dominating specifically. Because Gaurav is not a person who will go out and fight. He's a very quiet, subtle kind of guy. So I have to prepare his test, keeping this in mind that he will not go and fight. Okay, I have to prepare that way. So that was so there are a lot of interpersonal skills, group techniques. GTO is not about jumping on taking a rope and jumping on a plank. No, GTO is about your group behavior. GTO is about how you managing different kind of specimens there. GTO is about how you present your point. Isn't it correct? And
Yes, ma'am.
last tip, your command task gives the message that you will be in or not out. So after command task only, I told Gaurav that yeah, you will make it. I told him you'll be in. There should be no problem. After first command task, I was a bit apprehensive that he's a borderline. So sometimes we make mistakes in SSB. We all do because pressure is so high. The stakes are so high. But if you're honest with me, you tell me that, ma'am, I made this goof up. I'll tell you how to fix it the next day. Okay. I have always told Gaurav how to do it. If he has done something, I always guided him. Okay, do this tomorrow. Do this tomorrow. It's called my all students call me every day, every evening after test. Ma'am, aaj ye hua. I guide them. I brief them. And regarding public speaking and lecturate, that's a fear among students. So Gaurav, you can tell them how do we prepare for lecturate and how many topics we would have practiced.
I easily, while I was preparing, I would have had gone through more than 100 100 topics, like easily. That was like 100. I'll say 200 topics. I have 200 plus topics I would have prepared. Each day beforehand, ma'am used to say that you have to prepare for this tomorrow. And then she also told us about a book, which is a wonderful book. I don't know, I have it
I
like
remember, Gaurav. It's okay. You can
yeah.
forget it. Yeah.
So you can use that book and you can prepare for your lecturates and it'll be a smooth cakewalk for you guys.
So I don't work like, okay, I gave you a topic list and you prepare. No, we prepare, we practice like that, SRT, lecture it every day in our class. If we have like gathering, we will have group discussions and interview. For mock interviews, I don't give one practice and all like other coaching institutes. Gaurav, how many interview practice we had for everybody generally?
Numerous, ma'am, numerous. I don't even know the count.
um, like I remember before SSB, Gaurav was like in a mock interview session. He really lost his. So I just stopped his interview for 2 days. I said, okay, let him settle down. So it happens. We will break you. We will make you cry. We will give you that mental strength, and then we will make your brain rewired in a condition that if somebody is asking this question, you will know that why he is asking the question. What is the real intention behind this question? What is the real intention behind this picture, this stat? What is the real intention behind this VAT or a SATI? What does the board wants to see into me? It's a 5 days test. You can just behave for 5 days the way they want. You can flaunt. You can show them what they want to show, isn't it, Gaurav? But yes, it comes with a lot of practice. It comes with a lot of,
Yes,
because pressure is very high there, a lot of pressure is there, stakes are very high. So yes, we need to pressure under that circumstances, keeping our mental strength that strong that we can face it. Any other questions for me or Lieutenant Gaurav?
I think, Gaurav, you have given answers to almost all the questions, and with your interaction with Aarti ma'am, I think all our cadets are very clear about it. So, thank you so much, Gaurav, for joining with us, and thank you so much for giving a precious time to our YouTube live of Warriors Creed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It was my pleasure to
All
be.
the best,
Thank you,
Gaurav.
Gaurav. Thank you so much. And your,
Yes,
as
ma'am.
I promised you, that once you don the uniform, you are most welcome to have dinner at my place. So I'm waiting for that day. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. For sure, ma'am. For
That's,
sure.
that's the trend I follow. My students who get joined and I invite them for dinner. So
Yes, ma'am.
he will be there. Once you are going, I believe you will go through Delhi if you have a time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
we can meet over. And
Yes,
if
ma'am.
not me, then I'll come there. Okay, I'll give you some more brief about your place and everything later once we connect. So thank you,
Yes,
Gaurav.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. Wish you all the best. God
Thank you,
bless you.
ma'am.
Take care.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for joining.
Good day, ma'am. Good day, ma'am.
So, ma'am, we continue now. So, Aarti ma'am, okay. So, I have like two questions for you, like as a woman to woman, okay. So, as a woman, ma'am, I want to ask you, what are the challenges that females face in the armed forces, and how can we encourage more and more females to join here?
Okay, very good question.
Yes.
Like in 2006, when I wanted to join, I had no head tail info about it. And when I told that I want to join army forces, I was like, really? तुम्हारी height है? Because I am 5'2", 5 feet nothing. So they're like, कैसे करोगी? तुम तो इतनी I was like very lean that time, you know. So कैसे करोगी? So army, this is a myth. There are a lot of myths in the market about SSB. कि, if you are very tall, very strong, if you are very good with GTO grounds, doing that plank, balla fatti, you'll not believe Gaurav didn't touch balli fatta for a single day. I just taught him through videos. Okay, so there are a lot of myths that girls need to be very tall and they need to be like, Bahubali kind. No, it's all in here. If the mind can believe it, can perceive it, we can achieve it. And that's what I did. Another challenges we have, yes, our bodies are differently designed than men. Uterus bone fracture is very common in academy. And Once you all start classes, I'll tell you how to make that bone strong with your diet, with your bit exercises, that you don't go get fractured there. You don't have injuries there. Because I come from a civilian background. I had nobody in the armed forces. So I learned by doing, It is said that it's wise if you learn from yourself, and it's wise if you learn from wiser if you learn from others. So I'm there to guide all the girls. And yes, you have to prove your mettle. It's still a man's world, dominated, and you have to prove your stamina, your knowledge, your courage, and never think that I can't do this. Just throw that line out of you. Just delete that line from your mind. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Believe me, I'm not some super brains or something. No, SSB is a smart test. If you understand it, if you, as Gaurav said, there is no shortcut. You have to do hard work. I can show you the path. I can mentor you. If any problem, ma'am, I don't know how to solve this VAT. I don't know how to solve this story, how to go about this SRT. I'm there to help you out. But you have to work. You have to work upon your physicals, your current affairs. Like every day we discuss in my group, SSB group, we discuss every day news, what is happening about what sort of dress you should wear, what should be your hairdo for the SSB, how to deal, everything we do. So yes, for women, as I said, we have differently designed bodies. That matters a lot in academy. So you need to start eating those a particular kind of food, particular kind of exercise to be that strong, so that when you go to academy, you don't, your body doesn't give up. You're ready to fight, ready to get trained and get commissioned without any injuries. And for regarding awareness, yes, your friends, your family members, you have to tell them that you don't need to be this height or this for armed forces. No, so in SSB, all this GTO task and all, they just want to see that can you move, can you walk, can you jump a bit. Rest, believe me, they'll make you do everything in academy. I never ran 100 meter in my life, and they made me run 35 kilometers with scale A and rifle. Okay, and it was every week. Okay, still I run for 8-10 kilometers, no problem. So you have to work upon your health, your diet, your shin bone, your uterus bone, and tanning, of course, for girls. Yes, yes, Alicia, on the lighter side. Yeah.
Yes. So I'll wrap it up with the last question. Okay. What's the proudest moment of yours in your whole career?
When my parents pipped that stars on my shoulder on 17th October 2007, and that was that was the best moment of my life. I still dream about academy. I still dream about OTA. Still dream about my horrible swimming classes where I drank more water than swimming. So yeah, and that was the proudest moment. And there have been few more like Gaurav, Mahesh, Vipin, Ritu, all those students in past 10 years who have been selected, joined. I feel very proud. As I told when my students put a star, I feel like that is here. I really feel great that yes, I have created one more officer, one more dream I have turned true. Like all of you are here, dreamers, want to be an officer. So I believe that I didn't have this help, I didn't have this guidance. So I'm putting my best efforts to help those children, those students, those aspirants to turn their dreams come true. And always remember, what has to happen, couldn't have happened any other way. I applied for some job, I didn't get it, and I was sad over it, or IIT. If I would have joined IIT, I would have been an armed forces. So you will reach your destination. वैसे अर्जुन ने कहा था ना, मुझे मछली नहीं, मछली की आंख दिख रही है. कीप यू दैट फोकस फॉर एसएसबी. आई हैड ओनली दैट फोकस कि मुझे बस आर्म फोर्सेस में जाना है. देयर इज डोंट डू और डाई, देयर इज ओनली डू एंड डू, देयर इज नथिंग डाई, only do and do. And I followed that as a thumb rule. I kept working very focused for 1 year and I made it. Any other question, girls? Why you girls are so quiet? Scared of me?
Yes. No, there's one more question that one of our students asked, like, what was the toughest part being in the armed forces? Asked by one of our students.
Okay, so you are asking as a lady cadet, or you are asking, it's a gentleman question. It varies for both, it is different for both of them.
It's a gentleman question, but we'll be glad if you answer for both.
Okay, so see, when you go for armed forces, either it's lady or gentleman cadets, GCs, you'll be away from your families. There'll be a lot of hard times in your families, death, people will be sick, but you won't be able to come. Many a times you won't get leave for 6 months, 8 months in a row, you won't be able to come. Okay, you'll be posted in a places where temperature will be minus 30 and you have to put hot water in the commode before you use it. So yes, life is tough. For girls, it is different because it's still a male territory. It's a male dominated society, organization, I would say. So still there are a lot of acceptance is required for the girls. So you have to prove your work, your mettle, your fitness. Nobody should say कि oh ये लड़की है तो दौड़ नहीं सकती. No, you should be at par with your gentlemen officers in courses, in studies, in work, in duties. This is the biggest challenge for lady officers. You have to prove your mettle every day. And again, there are the SSB questions are also a bit different for gentlemen cadets and for lady cadets, which we will discuss subsequently once we start the classes. That how what are the questions different for girls and how are the questions different for guys? Okay. Yes. Next.
Yes, with this, we wrap it up. Thank you so much, Aarti ma'am. It was a wonderful session with you. Thank you so much for answering all our questions and being live with us in Warriors Creed. Thank you so much. And thank you to all our cadets for joining. So, ma'am, anything that you want to say to just wrap it up?
So we all are born. Mind is a territory, and we all have same fibers, same DNA, same gray and white matter. All you need is to, as Gaurav said, you have to follow the right path. Be on a right path. Prepare well. There is no shortcut to success. There is only one way: hard work, hard work, hard work. Do your hard work, work on your skills, either it's public speaking, communication skills, current affairs, your interview, your test, and just go on. Put your best, and the result will come. 100% it will come. I really wish you all the best. And if I know a lot of students are shy, they don't answer the questions in a public forum. It's very common. So if anybody has any questions, they can connect with me, they can ask me, and I'm there to help you out.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. With this, we end our live stream now. Thank you, Aarti ma'am. And thank you all our cadets for joining here. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia. All the best to Warriors Creed. Cadets, see you soon. Bye. Good evening. Jai Hind.
Bye.